4 ounces. Okay. I'm going to spread it across about the length of 3 tiles here. And I'm going to get some up against the wall because I do believe that edge cleaning is important to consider. That, just like before, I'm going to zero out the scale to the weight of the bin. Actually, let's see. 0. Zero. Okay, let's see how this vacuum does. So that was 4 passes. I'm going to do the same thing with the Hoover Air Pro. Let's make sure that we're not hitting the plant here. 4 ounces. It looks like it picked up all of the baking soda. So I'm going to put down 4 ounces right here, just so I don't forget. All right, next up is the Hoover Air Pro. All right, let's go ahead and see how the Hoover Air Pro stacks up against the Dyson DC41 Animal. First, let's go ahead and zero our scale out. Pop our guy on there. Zero it out again. We want exactly 4 ounces of baking soda. We got exactly 4 ounces. Okay, I'm going to put it down in approximately the same area and pattern as I did with the Dyson. Get some up against the wall there. Okay, let it all out. Zero the scale out according to the weight of the bin. Looks like we're ready to go. Now actually, before we get started, I want to know one thing, is that one of the differences between the Hoover and the Dyson is that the Hoover has a pickup hose far to the right of the cleaning head, whereas the Dyson's pickup hose is in the center. So because a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, I'm going to vacuum this way to see how well the vacuum will suck up the furthest away from its suction hose. I think that's only fair. So those are my feelings on that. Let's go ahead and see how well it does. passes, just like with the Dyson, you can already see that I'm not going to see the same number with the Hoover as we saw with the Dyson. But let's go ahead and see how much it picked up. We have 2 7/8 ounces. So I think that's a pretty substantial difference. Not only can you see it on the floor, but you can see it in the measurement as well.
The light of the crystal arch shines on. Raiders roll.
Okay guys, so we've finished our testing. We've tested on the carpet, and we've tested on the tile, the hard floor, with baking soda. And we have data. We have data to show which vacuum is best in each environment. So when we tested on the carpet, the Dyson DC41 Animal picked up 86% of the baking soda that we rubbed in the carpet, 7 ounces out of 8 ounces. In comparison, the Hoover Air Pro picked up 91% of the baking soda we put on the carpet, 7¼ ounces out of 8 ounces. Now, that's actually surprising to me, considering, as I've stated before, the Hoover Air Pro is 1/3 the price of the Dyson DC41 Animal. And you know what else that tells me is that the reviews are right. People were saying that the Hoover Air Pro was as good or better than the Dyson. Generally, when people are saying these things, they're talking about carpet, because that's what vacuums are used on typically. But that leads us to our other category, hard floor. The Dyson DC41 Animal picked up 100% of the baking soda we put down on the hard floor. I was not expecting that number. I didn't think we could achieve 100% with either vacuum. Very impressive. In comparison, the Hoover Air Pro only picked up 72%. That's 2 7/8 ounces out of 4 ounces. A little disappointing in that regard. That is probably due to the active base plate that the Dyson has here. You know, it goes down and it basically achieves as most or as good of a seal as you can get on a hard floor with a vacuum, whereas the Hoover Air Pro does not have that active base plate. It just has wheels. It could also be due to the fact that the Hoover has its pickup hose right here. I honestly don't know why the results are the way they are, but we know that they are what they are. The Dyson DC41 Animal is better on the hard floor, substantially better on the hard floor. The Hoover Air Pro is slightly better on carpet, according to my testing. There are other things on your carpet and floors than fine dander and dust, rocks, little pieces of debris, hair, etc. We only tested baking soda to emulate that fine dander dust, but those are our results. In terms of what we reviewed earlier with the features and specifications on each vacuum, in my opinion, both vacuums are quite similar. I reviewed all of the things, in my opinion, that make Dysons great. They pick up more dirt. Both vacuums are very good at picking up dirt. In fact, the Hoover beat the Dyson unexpectedly. Both are bagless. Both have washable filters. Both have a 5-year warranty. They both have detachable wands that are very convenient to use. They both have usable attachments that achieve their purpose. They're both very maneuverable. In fact, I thought that the Hoover was more maneuverable than the Dyson, surprisingly. And I think they both have a cool look to them. You know, I think they're designed not only functionally well, but aesthetically also. So overall, which is the better vacuum? You know, that's ultimately up to you as an individual buyer, and it depends on the environment in your home. Do you have a lot of carpet? Well, the Hoover does better on carpet than the Dyson, according to our testing. Maybe you should choose the Hoover. Or maybe you have hard floors in your house, but you don't need the vacuum to clean them. You have a Swiffer or some other means. You know, people clean their hard floors differently. Um, if you have tons of hard floors and one of your primary means of cleaning is vacuuming, sounds like the Dyson DC41 Animal would be a better choice for you. But of course, there's always cost. There's always cost involved. Most of us can't just on a whim go buy a $600 vacuum, or even a vacuum on sale, get it closer to $400. That's still a lot of money. With the Hoover Air Pro being roughly 1/3 the cost of the Dyson DC41 Animal, having most of the features and most of the functionality, and in some cases more features or more functionality than the Dyson DC41 Animal, it appears that overall the Hoover Air Pro is the best value by far. Weigh everything I've said, weigh all of the facts, the specifications, the features on each vacuum, and decide which one is best for you. Thanks so much for watching.
I'm going to show you a little bit of what the Dyson DC65 can do for you. Again, this right now is our top of the line in the Dyson Ball series. It has twice the suction power of competitor vacuums. And again, it all has to do with having patented radial root.